Hello and welcome to Tricks of the S-Trade channel. Today is the 22nd of March 2017, and in today's video we have Harry Styles of One Direction. Before I get into the video, as I always say and usually say, that we are not against transgenders. What we are trying to expose here is that there's a system put in place, a control structure, a structure that's been given the power, the ability, the finances to be able to take children at a young age before they can reach the age in which they can make a decision to say they want to leave a fantasy of living in a sex or gender that's not their birth gender. These children are castrated, mutilated, fed hormones, and forced to live in a sex and gender that's not theirs. And as I always say, and I've usually proven on many videos, that the hierarchy and the control, the power structure which has controlled and ruled the world for many years and is still in the process of putting together what they call the one world or the new world order is the Vatican, the Pope, the Vatican, and his hierarchy. Now, as I usually say, if it's your first time on a channel, I advise that you watch the primer video on this channel. When you're done watching the primer video, you should also download a document if you don't have that document already. Download the document that's attached to every video that we make. It's a document that will show you the visual differences between male and female. Download that document, study it, and have it handy. It may look like it has a lot of pages, but it only takes you 30 minutes to go through it. It just has a lot of pictures. It will give you the visual differences that you need to know, so you can be able to spot a male or a tranny or somebody who's transgender or transsexual. Because in the world we're living today, it's sad that it has come to this point in which you have to know the visual differences so that you don't get tricked, so you didn't get caught sleeping, right? Slipping up and thinking that you're talking to a man when it's a woman. So you should know that. You have to know this. It's the world we're living today. It's come to the point that you have to know, so you can keep your children away if you're not accepting of that lifestyle. Because we're not judging anybody. Everybody has a right to live a life in his or her own way, any type of way you want, because we are not the judge. God judges you. But if you're trying to do the right thing and trying to live in the natural order that the world was made by God, then you need to know those visual differences. All right. So if it's your first time on on our channel and you haven't watched, I would also advise that you should watch the Zayn Malik video at your own time, and also the Marilyn Monroe video. Now, with that said, we already have a video on Zayn Malik on this channel. Now, when I was making the Zayn Malik video, I didn't know that he was in a band called One Direction, okay? Because I usually have heard of the band One Direction, but I've never quite had the time to listen to their songs or anything at all. So, but with Zayn Malik, what intrigued me about Zayn Malik was his song called Pillow Talk. It was some sort of, like, song that sounded like a sort of a hypnosis kind of song. So that's what caught my attention. I was like asking, who is this dude? And when I looked him up, I finally found out he wasn't a dude actually. He's a transgendered male, meaning he was genetically born female and transgendered into a male. Probably when she was a kid, and it's of no power of her own. So when I looked up Zayn Malik, and after that, because I never knew that he was a member of One Direction when I met the first video. So it was later on that I looked him up again, and I was like, oh, so he was a member of One Direction. And that led me to now take a look at the whole band. So this is what I intend to show you on this video. Now here is the wiki page of One Direction. And what I found out was that One Direction members were made of Niall Horan, if you follow my mouse right here, Niall Horan, Liam Payne, Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, and previously Zayn Malik. It's now 4 of them right here, excluding Zayn Malik. All right, if you're looking at my page, let me try to increase this a little bit more so you can see what I'm talking about. So here is 4 of them. Now, what I got to find out while looking at this One Direction band, because it's a band that, teenagers love. Every teenager knows about One Direction. They're like crazy about One Direction. And I'll show you that with a couple of like a slide so you can understand what I'm saying. And let me just show you so then I can come back to this page. Now, here is a page on One Direction. And he was talking about Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson, right? Now, according to the media and according to teenagers, they said that these guys were involved in some sort of relationship. But you can see how sickening and twisted, right? The people who control the industry, the Vatican, are, because these are two girls, actually. Louis Tomlinson is a girl and Harry Styles is a girl. And we'll prove that to you on this video. You can look up another video on this channel when we're done on Louis Tomlinson, because it'll be a separate video. But on this video, we'll be talking specifically about Harry Styles. Now, if you go through this page, it says Harry Styles has sets the record straight about his love affair with Louis Tomlinson. It's already, sickening already that they're promoting, two males in a homosexual relationship. It's sickening already, because I think people should have a choice, right? I don't think children should be exposed at a young age to homosexuality. They should be old enough to make that decision if they want to be homosexuals or not, or heterosexual. I don't think children should be forced fate, and especially teenagers at that point, who are at a point in their life trying to determine who they are, their character, and what they want to do in life. I don't think they should be force fed this kind of thing. But this was what One Direction was designed for, to feed children homosexuality. But it's a sick and perverse kind of homosexuality, because here you're thinking that you're looking at two males, but they're actually two females. All right. So, and if you go down and read the page a little more, like if you want to read, you would say, is Larry real or not? That's the question that they're asking Harry Styles about Louis Tomlinson. All right. You can pause this video and just read through that. I won't have the time to do that right now. I just want to get back straight into the video so I could explain more what's going on. All right. So here's what's going on with One Direction here. So what I did find out was that One Direction only had two males, and those two males, as you can see by their names, you see how trickish, you see how slime, you see how sickening these people are. They put the two names of the males in front, right? Niall Horan and Liam Payne were the only two males on One Direction. Then they put the females behind: Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, and Zayn Malik. Do you think that's a coincidence that they're named in that order? Because like I've always told you, when anybody is trying to scam you, or is trying to tell you a lie that they want you to believe, it has to have some sort of truth, a semblance of truth. The truth is not to make you feel good or say that they're really telling you the truth. The truth is to gain your trust so that you can be scammed. So that's the reason why in this scam they're putting in Niall Horan first and Liam Payne, which are two males. So if you've seen two males here and you know for sure they're two males, then you automatically think that Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, and Zayn Malik are male too, but when they're actually female. Now, One Direction, how was One Direction discovered? You have to understand that these people who have put this system in place in transgendering kids and taking them at a young age is a well-oiled machine. Now, they have to make you believe that organically that these people, this group One Direction, just happened to appear on the scene so you can believe the stories and the lies more. So they're going to try to make it organic. So that shows you that, for example, that all the shows, all the talent shows that you watch are like tools of propaganda to bring in people, transgendered kids, under your nose so you don't notice. So you actually believe in the story that the world system tells you, that if you work hard enough and you do the right thing, that you will be successful, which is a lie. All right? Success is not determined by any of those factors. They want to keep telling you that bullshit so that, I'm sorry for my language, but I just had to blurb that, all right? It's because they have to keep telling you that story so that they can keep you under control, under wraps and checks, so that you can continue to be a slave and enslaved to the system. All right? So, how was One Direction discovered? One Direction was discovered. This is the story. Now, this is the formal story they tell you by the group. Was discovered on the British television series called The X Factor, right? Which is owned by Simon Cowell. Now, let's take a good look at Simon Cowell, all right? So, we're at the Wikipedia page here, and we'll see that if I can read this, um, I'll just read it a bit, then I'll just click on what I want to say. It says the group signed with Simon Cowell's record label Psycho Records after forming and finishing third in the seventh series of the British televised singing competition The X Factor in 2010. You see how they set you up? They say they finished third here, right? So that you would believe that they were actually fighting and trying to be successful in the group The X Factor. Can you see the scam? All right. Now, let's go into Simon Cowell and see who he is. All right. And we're in Simon Cowell's page right now. And you can see he said he was born October 7th, 1590. He's an English reality television judge and producer, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. But I'm going to stop right here just to tell you, because before I get into the page, I just want you to know that this man here, Simon Cowell, is a Roman Catholic. He's a trained Vatican Jesuit Freemason. If any of those words mean anything, you understand where we're going. All right? Now let's scroll further into his page and see what's going on with Simon Cowell. They say that his religion, let's see if we can find his religion right here. Give me 1 second, all right? Oh, okay. I didn't find his religion, but we'll take a look at where he was trained. Education, right? He was trained in Dover College. Can you see that? Right? So we're going to click on Dover College, right? And it says Dover College is a co-educational private school in Dover in Southeast England. It was founded in 1871 and takes both day pupils and boarders. Now, here is the Dover College emblem right over here, all right? And as you can see, the religion of Dover College, all right, is the Church of England. Now, if we click on the Church of England, what do we find? It says classification Anglican, orientation Anglicanism, polity Episcopal, right? And we scroll down further, it says separated from the Roman Catholic Church, which means it is still a Roman Catholic institution, because they never ever separate from the church. They just have problems and then they come back. They're still Roman Catholic. So you see what I'm talking about here with Simon Cowell, that he is a Vatican Jesuit Freemason trained agent. All right? Okay. So let's get into the story, the pictures that we want to try to show you about Miss Harry Styles. All right. My photo just crashed, so give me a second and let me pull that up again. So here is Harry Styles. Now, the one thing you notice about Harry Styles is that he has hips, right? And the female indentation meaning the waist level, which a female's waist starts, is always above the navel. And as you can see right here, Harry Styles had that. Now, when I was looking at Harry Styles for one reason, because I sometimes, you can get confused when you're trying to distinguish between a male and a female. The one thing I did notice about him was that his hands are way too short for a man. A man's arms should be longer. The reason being, that's just the way it's designed. Now, let me show you what I did take notice, and I'll show you that. Can you see how short the arm length is? Because if this is his crutch right here, right? And you draw a line from that crutch, it's going to end inside the palms of his hands. Clear indication that you're looking at a female. And let me show you from one of our documents, all right? So you can see what I'm talking about here, all right? Here is a female right here, right? Remember, females have a wide pubic arch so that children can come out from the womb. The wide pubic arch makes the pelvis to be further apart, and that places the legs further apart for a female. Now, if you draw a line from a woman's crotch into her arms, it always ends inside the palm of her arms, right? Clear indication that you're looking at a female. Another picture right here, right? If you draw a line from this crotch on a female into her arms, it ends inside the palms of her arms. Clear indication that you're looking at a female. If it ends above the wrist, it means it's male, possibly. All right? Now, that's what Harry Styles has over here. If you draw the line from his crotch, right, into his arms, you can see it ends inside the palms of his hands. Clear indication that you're looking at a female. Another picture. Same arm again. If this is his crutch, I don't know what's going on in here. I'm sure there is nothing. They could be a strap on or whatever. You can see how short the arms are from the crutch. Can you see that? It should be longer. A man's arm should extend far much more longer. That's why they say men swag, because of the long arms. The shoulders swag. A female catwalks because the hips are wider. So that's how just things are arranged, okay? If you draw a line from this crotch area down, you will see that the arms are way too short. And they end inside the palms of her hands. I call it her because Harry Styles is a she. Right? Another picture. Here's Harry Styles, and you can see the hourglass figure. The female indentation above the navel. Female indentation above the navel. That clearly shows you that he is female. Now, one of the tricks of trying to distract you so you don't look at the body, I'm showing you the tricks of transgendering people, is that they put a lot of tattoos on. The tattoos serve as a distraction so you don't look at the female body and the female indentation, because once you see the tattoos, what comes to your mind, because of the way the human mind has been programmed by TV, by media, by what you see around, when you see a tattoo, tattoos distract you and you kind of think it's male, that this is just a bad boy with some tattoos. Does it make sense? Because bad boys, that's what the media wants you to believe, that when someone's bad, he has tattoos and he's usually a boy. Does it make sense? That's how media has trained our minds to think. But you can see the hourglass figure that Miss Harry Styles has over here. Show clear indication that he was born female, genetically female, transgendered male, and fed to your children on TV as male. And so you have kids, you have females idolizing this female and thinking that it's male. Because how the whole homosexuality thing works is this. Your mind may not be aware that you're looking at a female or a male, but your body knows, because these people have done that study. So for example, let me give you a typical example of what I'm talking about. Men produce testosterone in their testicles. Do you feel when the testosterone is being produced? Do you know when it's being produced? Is your mind aware that you're producing testosterone? No. As a female, your body produces estrogen. When a female is about to start her monthly period, does she know that she's releasing estrogen? Is her mind aware of it? No, it's not. But your biology knows, because when your biology looks, it's going to be triggering the hormones. But your mind's not going to be aware of it. That's why you have a lot of homosexuality. Because here you have females thinking that you're looking at a male, right? their body is going to be triggering the wrong hormones. And sooner or later, the female hormones that's supposed to be attracting male is going to be attracting females. Does it make sense? Because the hormones is going to be triggering off the wrong stuff in her body, pulling her in the direction that is not supposed to be in. All right, another picture of Harry Styles. Look at Harry Styles. He has an arch in his back because females have an arch in their back. And you see the way the shoulder blades are angled right here? Clear indication that you're looking at female. If you don't know, let me pull up a picture. And this is a document that I've said that you should have handy at all times. Download it and have it, all right? So you can know the visual differences between male and female. Let me just show you what I mean, all right? Here is a picture of a female with her shoulder blades, okay? Hold on a second, that went too fast. All right, we're right here. I'm going to pull this to the side. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about now, all right? And let me pull this in here that way and scroll a bit. I want you to see the differences, okay? And pull this up a little bit more. Right, let me pull this up again. Sorry, my computer is not responsive today, but I'm trying to pull this as much as I can so you can see the difference. See the way the shoulder blades are angled right here? Can you see that? It's closer to the spine. And look at the female over here. See the way the shoulder blades are angled? You're looking at two females, right? Arch in the back. Let me show you again. Still showing you again the angle, right, of the shoulder blades to show you that you're looking at a female's back right here, okay? And let me show you how a female always has an arch in the back from our document, okay? I'm going to scroll down a bit further more, all right? Now, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull that picture. All right, okay. So here's the picture I was trying to get at, all right? My mouse is not responsive at all today. I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay, now here is it, all right? A female will always have an arch in her back because she's supposed to carry the extra weight of children. The arch just starts below the shoulder blades. It dips in and goes into the navel, all right? When it gets to the navel, it starts coming out into her pelvis, into her butt, all right? The back is always going to be shaped like a C depending on where you draw that arch from. It's going to be shaped like a C or it's going to be shaped like an S. A man's back arches outside, so it's going to be shaped like a D if it wants to arch at all. A female's back arches inside. A man's back arches outside. Usually men have straight backs and it's going to go straight down into the pelvis. All right? Let me scroll down and show you some more pictures so you can perfectly understand. All right? What we're talking about here. A female will always have an arch in her back, just like this female over here. All right? See that arch right there? A female will always have that. It doesn't matter if the female has muscles or not. All right? This is a female without any muscles. The arch will start below the shoulder blades. It dips into the navel and then starts going out into the pelvis. If she's got muscles, she'll still have it. You can't hide that arch. Always going to be there. And that's what you have over here with Miss Harry Styles of One Direction. Okay? Another picture. Harry Styles again, showing you the hourglass figure. Alright? Another picture. Harry Styles again, showing you the arch in the back. Remember the previous picture I showed you? Let me show you that again so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright? Let me show you that again and pull that picture to the side so you can see. Alright? Here is the picture. You're going to pull that over here and pull Harry Styles out again. Alright? So you can see, because on this channel, what we try to show you is facts. We don't just want to be talking. We don't make any conjectures. So when you go home, you have some information. We are interested in the truth. We want the next generation to have something, some semblance of truth, because there's been so many lies fed to them. All right? So here is Harry Styles again, showing you that he has an arch in his back, comparable to the female over here that we see. See that over here? Let me reduce this smaller. Make it smaller so you can see perfectly what we're talking about. I'm gonna pull this much more in. See that arch that this female has over here? See that? Harry Styles has the same. You're looking at a female. This is not a man. Don't feed your kids those music anymore. Don't feed them anymore. It mean if that's what you like, if you don't like it, if you're looking for the truth, don't feed them Harry Styles music of One Direction anymore. Don't endorse his tickets. Don't go for his concerts. It's a her. It's not a he. Right? Some more pictures. Now, look at Harry Styles here. Now, this is the wrong place for a man to place his hands on his waist. If you're a man, you can do this on your own right now. Put your hand on your waist and stand in the mirror. You will see that your hand will settle below your navel. With a female, because the hips are placed higher up, right? When you put your hands on your waist as a female, your hands are going to be above the navel. And that's where you see right here, if you draw a line across Harry Styles' waist and where his hands are resting from, it's above the navel. All right, so with that said, we come to the end of today's video. I advise that you subscribe. And like I say, question everything. Don't believe anything. Don't believe the people you see on TV. Don't believe a word they say to you. Right? Don't believe anything they say. Look with your eyes and see with your brain. Thanks, and bye-bye.